What's up, guys? It's Levi. Hey, I'm excited to bring you the video today, what I'll be showing you. And I'm going to be working on with Lane here. He's a 6-year-old quarter horse. I'll be working on when I first get on him, he tends to want to be a little bit sensitive and overreactive and wants to go too fast. So he's been in our program for about just over a month, maybe right at the month area. So I kind of want to show you how it looks when I first get on him. And if you have a horse like that that's struggling with that, this is the perfect example what I'll be going through to show you to get his mind good and bring him to where he can work off of your energy level instead of thinking go fast all the time. So a little backstory on Lane. He's actually from Mackinac Island is where he was riding, had a little bit of a bicycle incident where it scared him, and that put him over the edge to where the owner was like, okay, we got to get help. We got to get in where Lane can actually like build his confidence back up in general. But even before the accident, he was already, he couldn't walk very good. If he was going to walk, you had to hold him. So that's what we've been working on since he's been here, is to be able to guide him around here on a loose rein and get him to where he can control his emotions and just work off of our energy level. So I'm excited to get started. I'm going to hop on. And then next week, we're going to drop a video of me actually working with a bicycle, like a side-by-side, and we're going to just work through it and like build his confidence up. So, because he's heading back to Mackinac Island, and Mackinac Island is pretty unique because they don't drive cars there. It's either getting around in horseback or a carriage or a bicycle. That's how they get around there. So it's pretty unique. So we got to get this guy to where he can handle that kind of lifestyle. So he can see right there, he's like overreacting a little bit. So I'm not going to shut him down. I'm just going to turn him and get him to calm himself. Now, I didn't do any groundwork with him. If he, like in the beginning, I did a lot of groundwork. And that's all I did. And before I rode. So, but he's been in the program enough. He needs to like work through to where he can calm his emotions when I first get on and quit panicking. And in the beginning, this is what would happen, and he couldn't stop himself anymore. He'd just escalate into going way fast. So right now, all we need is to get him to just calm himself for a second and hang out. You can kind of see in his head, he's really thinking hard. But that's what I want. I want him to think. You've seen him take a deep breath right there. I love that stuff. So he's already thinking and trying to help. But I want it even better. So to his right is what I would consider his most sensitive side. So we'll do his good side first. So that's his left side. So what I want in the beginning, I always want to teach my horses when I start riding, I never want to work off or start off and really work hard. I just want to start off and get that mind correct. If I can get that mind and that connection to me to teach him like, hey, nice and quiet is better than fast and ugly. So if I can get their mind good, the rest of the ride tends to just go much better and calmer. So I like this where I can have my reins loose here and just guide him in a circle here. Is this the stuff I'm looking for? And you've seen how he would panic himself a little bit right in the beginning, like jumping and jumping. And if we didn't know how to work that and make it go away right in the beginning, guess what's going to happen throughout the session? It's going to get worse. And then how they start receiving the message eventually is that the ride feels like a punishment. And that is not what we want. So we have to help him through his emotions with that stuff because it's totally emotional for him. But at the same time, some of the stuff I'm saying, hey, buddy, suck it up. You're 6 years old. You got to get over this stuff, and I'm helping you through this. And with his past, it's I understand that he's struggling with it, but at the same time, you got to give me an effort so I can help you through this to get over it. In human language, it's pretty much he's in therapy right now. That's what in humans, when we have a trauma or even not a trauma in general, like we go to therapy and really help us through the daily stuff and to better and grow, self-growth and all that stuff. That's kind of what he's doing here. He's in human language, he's in therapy. And we're just helping him through this. Very nice. I love how he's like, you can see his ears are looking around more. I like that. Now he's probably going to start doing it all over when I start trotting, because I'm going to do the same thing trotting. Because he's calmed himself on the walk right now. So it's time to build up into a trot. And this is just the beginning. At the end of my session, usually all this stuff goes away. Like you hardly see it. So I just want to show you in the beginning of the session so you can kind of see how it goes. And like I said, I hadn't done anything before I started, before I got on him. I saddled, bridled him, and hopped on. That was it. All right, here we go. Go ahead and ask him into that little trot. And what I want him to be able to do is just hold it together here on a nice trot. And if he goes too fast, I'll just turn him. And even if he doesn't, I'll check in anyway just to say, hey, stay with me here. Stay with me here. Don't go too fast. Just stay with me. When I pick up on that left rein, that always means slow down, because we've worked on this stuff way on the ground already. I just want him, when I pick up on that left rein, I want him to just come back and slow his speed where he doesn't stay trotting fast. And I just keep reminding him. And I'm even doing this and don't need it. I'm just doing it so I don't ever need it. He's still a little fast right now, and I just continue pulling and releasing that face to the inside. And every time I pull, I have to feel something. I'm looking for two things, very important. If you're taking notes, I want you to write this stuff down. The two things are, I want him to give and to slow down. So when I say give, I want his face to give, and you can see his feet slow down as well. Give and slow down. This is what I want in these two little things that I'm doing. And what I'm trying to do is just build his confidence and get it to where early on in my session that I can trot around with a loose rein and I don't have to hold him. Drives me nuts when you're riding your horse and you have to hold him all the time. It's a pet peeve of mine. I want to be able to trot him around on a nice loose rein. Good, I'm going to let him slow down. So I'll breathe out, let him slow. If he doesn't slow down, I'll just turn him. Very good. All right, time to go the other way. And now I'm not making a big deal out of this. I'm just getting him through here. And I'm looking for two things. Remember, even when I don't need it, I'm doing this stuff. Looking for two things, give and slow down. We have to be very specific. Am I getting it? Don't just go through the motions. Here we go. I'm going to trot this way. Ask him forward. There we go. I'm just kind of staying in a circle here. You can see him spook forward there a little bit. Just like I said, he's a little sensitive, so pull and release. Bring his emotions down. When I do this, this is what it means. And I let him go again and pick up again. I want him to just calm himself. Calm himself. Keep your emotions together. I understand life sucked in the past, but we're not living in the past. We're living in the future. That's why your rear view mirror on your car is little, because it's the past. When you look in it, it's the past. And that's why the windshield is huge, because it's the future and it's big and bold. That's what I want to teach him. I want to teach him. I understand that I'm not disregarding his past, his trauma, whatever we want to call it, his bad experiences, feeling like a punishment. But what I'm saying is we're moving forward here. We're not going to live in the past, so get over it. And I just keep doing this stuff to build his confidence. I love it. So here I can way more keep my reins loose, and he just keeps that consistent trot going. So here he's building up again, so I pick up. And don't just do it once or twice. We're talking 20, 30 times. Continue this till he can like hold that together. And anytime I pick up on them reins, the first thing I want to think about is him to slow himself down. The first thing I always want them to think about. Very nice. I'm going to switch directions here. So in the beginning, I had to do way more, like turn this way and turn that way, and like really keep engaging his brain, because he'd practically lose his mind in the beginning. So I did a lot of this stuff. I turned this way and he'd slow down, and then I turned this way and he'd slow down, and I continue that till eventually he gets over that. Beautiful warm up. And again, this is just the beginning of my session. So I got the whole rest of the session for him to like trot around on a loose rein or lope and do all of that stuff. And he's already ready to pick up into a nice little lope. So, and his lope isn't the best yet. He's, I consider him a little bit of a, he struggles at loping. His loping is not natural. So it's really hard on him, like the balance and all that stuff, but he can do it. We're gonna go ahead and pick him up, lope a little bit, and the same idea when I'm loping. Here we go. Pick him up. Turn. See him drift there a little bit. Pull and release. I want him to follow me a little bit. He's not quite following me there. There we go. And when I say follow, I'm talking about when I pick up on my rein, just get to the inside and follow that cue. There we go. Good. I'm going to go ahead and bring him down. Easy. So I breathe out, and if he doesn't slow down with my energy level, I'll just come down to a turn. I'll just turn until he brings himself down. Excellent job. Beautiful. That's the stuff I'm looking for. That's kind of my warm-up. So now we got him in a really good mindset to where I'm ready to finish out my session of doing whatever I want. So that's the stuff I'm looking for. Get through it. Get them in the correct mindset early on in your session, so the rest of your session is top-notch. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you know anybody else that's going through something like this, share it. Feel free to like it. That way more people can see it. We appreciate you guys watching this. And also feel free to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next video coming up next week with him and the bicycle and side by side and all that good stuff. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video. God bless.